again. We weren't.
We did that already.
Let's make sure about these downs. I'm not sure that there were more than 4 downs run, so they may have run 5 downs.
Instead of the game being over, it appears that the Redskins get the 5th down.
And the cat is elusive. He's walking. He's walking to the 3. He's at the 2. Field, and the cat runs into the end zone. That is a touchdown.
Snap, placement, kick by Hartley, and it is good! It's good! It's good! Pigs have flown. Hell is frozen over. The Saints are on their way to the Super Bowl.
Okay. I don't know what that was. I don't know if it worked. I don't know if you heard it. My computer's running awfully slow today. I'm having some issues, but we're here. We're live, getting you lined up ready for week 1 of the NFL season.
Yes, indeed, folks.
Are you there, Tutti?
I'm here. Can you hear me? All right. So
I got you now. I think
week one is a couple days away. Captain's apple is acting up because it's an apple. So week 1.
Actually, I'm on my PC, so explain that to me.
Week 1 kicking off. No, you're on your freaking MacBook. Anyway, week 1 kicking off this week.
I wish I was on a MacBook.
Big weekend, huge games, rivalry, playoff caliber games all the way through the week. We kick it off Thursday with, 2 Super Bowl teams in the Bills and the Rams. Saints-Falcons, classic rivalry game. Bears-49ers. Steelers-Bengals. Eagles-Lions. Pats-Dolphins. Ravens-Jets. Browns-Panthers because of the storyline there, right? Packers-Vikings. It's almost all divisional games except for, this weird mix of the AFC West and the NFC West, but whatever. Bucks and Cowboys, and then Raiders and Chargers, and then we cap it off on Monday night with Russell Wilson's old team versus Russell Wilson's new team. Gonna be some damn good football. I'm ready. I'm stoked. After yesterday or Sunday, whatever day it is.
Sunday, yeah, Sunday. I really like how the
NFL. We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
I like how the NFL schedule makers made this take place. Given these rivalry games with all these quarterbacks moving around from team to team and then having them play their old team with the new teams, things like that. It just kind of gives a parity to the NFL. I can't wait to see Baker and the Panthers beat the Browns, and I hope they lose the rest of their games after that. But it just is what it is. It's good to see that coming around and them having to go against their former teams, because that's when you usually get your better play, especially for someone like Baker Mayfield, who has a lot to prove against his old team, right? He really wants to show his old, the old Browns fans who sold him out real quick for whatever you want to call Deshaun Watson. It's good to have them do that. And
shiny new toy.
Yeah, exactly. So, you also get Russ to finish off the week, with Russ playing Seattle again. He was there for his entire career up until this point. So, even though you're not expecting a lot out of Seattle, it is good to see these games. They do bring up a lot more.
Absolutely.
Yeah, storyline to the NFL.
Yeah, it's they've gotten a lot better at scheduling the beginning of the year and the end of the year. In the last 3 years, that's really improved, and I'm really happy with that. You got a lot of divisional games, a lot of rivalry games, and then the last 3 weeks of the season where it used to not matter. Now it's all divisional games.
They did make it matter now, which helps out for the fantasy leagues and stuff like that. So I know that's not what they're thinking about, or maybe they just want to make it more competitive in the end. But it really helps out. A lot of these people are finishing up their. But that's what a lot of people watch. We talked about this before. Most people go towards watching football because of fantasy football. They got into it whenever, and that drew them into watching more and more football. You watch just more than your favorite team. You'll watch the entire league just to keep up with what's going on players on your team. So having those games matter at the end of the season in week, 14, 15, 16, however it works out in your league, it adds more to the NFL to have those games be meaningful. More people watch it at the end.
And I mean, that's what got me really more hooked into football was playing fantasy, right? That's what really opened me up and so really made me a fan of the game.
Right, that's what I'm talking about. So it kind of draws people in. And talking about that, we did post up on our Facebook page that we are doing a fantasy football league, and that league actually drafts tomorrow, which, we tried to get it done earlier, just things didn't match up, but, we do draft tomorrow, and live tonight we will show you that draft order if you want to stick around for that. Even if you're not involved, you just get to maybe live vicariously through us at that point. But that'll be at the end of the show once we finish everything up. So if you do want to leave, have at it. I mean, do your thing. If you want to stick around and see, do it. It is what it is. But, all right, so last year we did pick-ems for each other. We gave each other 4 games to see which one of us could have the better picks. This year we're going to go one step level. We're one step higher. We're going to still do those 4 games. But we're going to parlay. We're going to go into them and we're going to parlay these games, try to win some money off of our own.
Because it's legal now in Louisiana.
That's right. Yeah, we can actually do it from our phones, from our couches, so it helps out just to make it a little more easier. So Tusi has graced me with the presence of these 4 games. I get, what did I write down there? Okay, I get the Commanders versus the Jags, the Broncos versus the Seahawks, Steelers and Bengals, and Raiders and Chargers.
I gave him the easy ones.
Yeah, okay. Tell him, I got to pick. You tell him who I picked for you because we're going to.
All right, so pick these games. The captain has given me kind of the other games, right? So Philly, Detroit, New England and Miami, Buffalo at the Rams, and Indy and Houston. So not exactly, one playoff game, and then the rest are kind of like where are these guys going to end up, except for maybe Indy, Houston. But again, that seems like the most easy of the bunch. But it is in Houston, so you never know, right? Divisional game at home.
Yeah. Okay. And just so you guys know, I'm gonna say it here right now, and Tu's gonna do the same after this. I picked the Commanders over the Jags, the Broncos over Seattle. Who wouldn't? The Bengals over the Steelers, and I'm actually gonna go with the Chargers over the Raiders.
All right. Give me this. Give me Philly over Detroit. Give me Miami over New England at home. Give me the Rams barely beating the Bills. I'm going to say field goal here. And then Indy over Houston in Houston, but I think that's a little closer than everyone wants it to be.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go.
You know what? I'll be fine if Detroit upsets. I'll be absolutely fine if Detroit upsets. They're my dark horse this year.
Not to win money, but hey, I mean in real life, you can have your fun. But all right, so in week 1, we hadn't played any football yet, so it's not a whole lot to talk about. But we did want to come to y'all so we could do these picks. We do kind of want to talk about a little bit of the the travesty that was the LSU comeback that never was. Right?
Okay. This was heartbreaking as shit. Okay. When you look at this game, Florida State is a team full of athletes, okay? I don't think anyone on that team on the offensive side or defensive line was under 6'6" and 230. All their receivers are like 6'6", 6'7", 6'8". Tight ends were like 6'8". Defensive ends are like 6'6", 6'7". I mean, huge team, nothing but athletes, right? These guys played amazing. And I will say this, Jordan Travis, the quarterback for Florida State, that guy was amazing under pressure. He took it like a champ, with that targeted hit, which
was targeted. It definitely
Yeah.
was. Looking at it over and over again,
Oh,
it's definitely
yes.
a targeted hit.
Oh, yes. That was an absolutely inexcusable hit. You have got to do better than that. And then with the previous, couple plays, you had one of your star defensive linemen go out with a freaking knee injury. I haven't seen an update yet on that, but it looked like,
Oh, the lineman?
multi-week. Yeah.
Oh no, he's done for the season. It's torn ACL.
That's
That
what
came out
I thought it was. I
later
thought it was
today. Yeah,
ACL. Okay, I hadn't had a chance to look.
yeah.
So I mean, you've got that.
And a lot of people were like, "Oh, he did that celebrating." Look, if his knee is going to do that when he jumps up and down, it was going to happen at some point throughout that game. It may not have been at that exact moment, but the next play or the play after, his knee was gone. Once you're stretched out to that level, it doesn't matter when. It's not a matter of if; it's a matter of when.
When.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, look, we had 2 injuries back to back. Both of them sideline guys, and it just went downhill from there, right?
Yeah.
So we'll start off with the worst, which is the special teams. Okay.
Yeah, you can't have two drop punts and 2 blocked field goals.
A blocked field goal and a blocked extra point to lose the game. Okay, so that's the ugly. The bad is the tackling on 3rd down. Okay, Florida State converted, I think, 11 of 17.
Yeah, I mean, there was always a guy. There was always a guy open at the 3rd down marker.
And here's the thing with LSU. I saw penetration, but no tackling. It was always the 2nd or 3rd or 4th guy after they got up a level. And I mean, we were getting back there to the quarterback, but they were not completing their tackling. And, it's like, look, LSU's first game every year is never easy. We don't get a layup. It's always big.
Maybe we should do that.
It's always
maybe we should pick a military school to play that we can roll over 80 points.
Maybe,
and
but
get
at the end of the day, like, we're the only SEC team that lost. Okay, so there's that. That's embarrassing. Look,
I don't count Alabama as a win. I mean, who'd they play? Exactly.
Utah State, I think.
Exactly. They put up 70 points on them by the halftime. Who cares? They played a Pee Wee football team. All
right,
play somebody who's worth it.
And then look, we have, I don't know what's going on with Booty, Keyshawn Boutte, but he is not looking like the All-American first-round draft pick.
He's not looking like the number 7. You wear the number 7. You're supposed to do the thing.
I don't know if he's hurt. I don't know if there's something going on between him and coach, but there's something not right there. For him not to be that involved, and he didn't look like he cared.
Well, like I said, I mean, he drops his first touchdown, right? Mm-hmm. And then a couple drives later, he drops another one. And everyone wants to talk about, yes, we could talk about all the special teams hits, the lack of tackling, the amount of first downs that Florida State had. LSU was still in this game at this point. If Keyshawn Boutte catches one of those touchdowns that were in his hands, LSU
one was right on the numbers, right on the number. It hit him right in the number 7. Okay,
that slant route where it just hits him in the numbers and bounces off. He didn't even put his arms out. Wasn't even paying attention to the play. I mean,
Where's your focus?
I don't know, but something needs to be addressed on that. And regardless if it's between the coach or the team, I mean, you can't put somebody out on the field who doesn't want to be there or who doesn't care about playing.
Again, the ugly was the special teams, right? That's all. And 2 turnovers for LSU were on special teams. And then the 1 turnover for Florida State was another stupid play. I mean, you don't pitch on the goal line when all you got to do is kneel it out and kick a field goal, right? That's stupid. Why did you do that?
Yeah.
What is the point of doing that? There's no point to that. So it was mistakes on both sides. It was mistakes on coaching on both sides. It was a tune-up game for everybody, but it came with such a heavy weight. Because here are both these teams, and look, Brian Kelly's making his first impression at LSU.
It's not good.
Look, I don't disagree with you.
I've seen a lot of posts
But
out
look,
there from non-LSU fans calling Brian Kelly the next Les Miles. So I mean,
but look,
you
and
know,
this was another. I'm listening to the guys today, like Colin Cowherd and stuff, and they were talking about Mike Norvell. Like he loses this game, he's on the hot seat all of a sudden at 1-1. But I think it's more of a, it's harder on Brian Kelly because this is it. This is you've had this whole thing, and look.
We're gonna share this one with you guys.
Damn it, Russell.
That's classic, man. That is awesome.
He has no passion, and you can tell when they came out of that half. I guarantee you, he went into that locker room and cussed them out. Like,
all right, now I will say this. I mean, a soggy roasty po' boy is the way to go. So
I'd hit him with a soggy roast. Like, look,
but if that's a soggy shrimp po' boy, that's not good.
I saw all that variance. As a coach, you've got to get in there. You've got to focus these guys. You've got to calm them down. That's your job as a college coach. As a pro coach, there's less of an excuse on the coach. It's just an equal thing. But you've got to calm these young guys down. And look, we almost won this game with all that bad, right? We almost won this game.
Well, that's what I'm saying. One catch from Kayshon Boutte, and it's completely different. And
or you go for it.
Brian Kelly goes in the end zone, and he goes into halftime, and he talks to the team and says, "Hey, we're not out of it. We can still do this thing."
Exactly.
It is what it is. Or
look, okay,
you go.
Let's
you said it earlier. You said it earlier. Where, we should have went for two on the last one, but we go for two and we miss it. We're in the same boat, and then we talking shit about him.
Yeah, I did have low expectations, but I mean for $10 million, I expect better.
Yeah, I feel like LSU really spent more money on.
Yeah.
They spent more money on Brian Kelly than they did on NIL.
Stop.
It's true. I mean, maybe they should have spent a little more on NIL, and then maybe
we can talk about that because I actually got to see what the NIL totals are for everybody. I didn't have a chance to look it up. But let's take, for example, let's fourth down. I mean, you score you score the tying touchdown, right? You can kick, or you can give it to the guys that just drove you 99 yards in a minute and 3 seconds to win. What do you do?
Dude, there's not a coach. There's not a coach in the league that's going to say, "Hey, they're going to block two on us. We're going for that extra point. We're going to bring this into overtime. We have the momentum, and you win it in overtime." That is the play.
I disagree.
That is the play. That is what it is.
I disagree.
The odds tell you that's what you do because that's what happens.
No, go for
having two field goals blocked in one game.
They have not been able to stop Jaden Daniels. They were not able to stop Jaden Daniels all night. You have an option. You go 3-wide option, and it's over with. You get it.
I don't agree with that.
2-point conversion. Okay, you don't have to agree with it. I'm just saying that you're putting the game on a rookie kicker who had his last kick he tried blocked. Okay? And then they came so clean off that block. It was just unbelievable. You go for two because you've got the momentum and you've got the guys who can make it happen right there. The kicker is still a question mark to me. It's not him. It's
in the coaching for dummies book. You kick the field goal when you bring it into overtime, man.
Well, we don't have dummies. We're beyond.
I don't know, man. I saw a bunch of dummies out on the field this week for that game.
I'm just there's things to be encouraged about. I am encouraged about Jaden Daniels. I think he looks really good. The offensive line
looks like crap.
It needs some help. Defense, we'll see. They need it. I was pulling my remainder of my hair out last year, trying to get them to tackle in the freaking open field. Okay, we can get penetration. We are not tackling worth a shit, and we can't get off the field on third down. That's not LSU. That's not LSU football. And DBU did not look like DBU last night. We made some good plays, but we got burnt big time. But I think that's more to do with Travis and Florida State receivers, right? I mean, Tayshaun Ward and I think it's Benson and Ward are both over 6'7". Okay,
I would say like
both
6'7",
6'7",
270.
6'7". No, they're 6'7", like 230, and like they're playing wide receiver, and like their whole wide receiving core is 6'6". I mean, it's just ridiculous. I am not saying penetration. Penetration.
He just did again. All right.
We're getting penetration. Giggity.
All right, I've been outvoted. Apparently, I'm wrong, but
Hey, it happens a lot. So.
Okay, but I still say that. I mean, the play that 90% of coaches would have done at that point is kick the field goal and take it in OT with momentum.
Yeah, but that game isn't 90% of games. That was a wild game.
No, and you're right. But I mean, once again, you live or die by it. I mean, it's you make that decision and you go for it. And you got us sitting here on Tuesday evening going, hey, we should have went for 2. Or, if he goes for 2 and he missed it, hey, we should have just kicked the field goal and brought it into overtime.
But what's worse? What's worse? Okay, going for 2 to win and missing
it? He's not. Look, but he's not Les Miles.
Going for the tie and missing.
Well, he might end up being Les Miles, but he's not Les Miles. He's not that gambler. He's not that guy. Dude, he was. They are. Those guys were huge, man. That's tight ends, not receivers, and they're playing receiver.
Right.
But all right. I mean, I don't want to go any more about this game because it's just pissing me off even more. The only thing I can say is that the only reaction I had to them getting that extra point block was the only logical one you can have at that point is I just laughed. I mean, I laughed out loud. There's no other response you can have, except maybe curse a little bit. But, it was just the way that the game played out. It just fit perfect with the game that you needed to laugh at. And you'll laugh at that.
Yeah, it is what it is. All right, so that's out the way.
All right, so are we going to bring back? Are we going to bring back the dumb stupid head? So we're going to go ahead and call that Brian Kelly, or?
Oh yeah, that's going to go to LSU special teams. But
okay, there you go.
Look. I mean, here's the thing, man. You can talk about it all you want, and I just really, I mean, I feel it for Neighbors, right? Malik Neighbors, who muffed the 2 punts. Yeah. I mean, this guy, he's going to learn from it. He's going to bounce back. And look, he was part of that 99-yard drive, okay? I can't be mad at him and not be mad at the rest of, like, the team,
What's funny is that the special teams coach was the only coach that Brian Kelly brought over with him from Notre Dame. So
that does not. That,
just a little bit of info if you guys didn't know that already.
It keeps getting worse, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let's get off of that. I can't talk about this shit.
Yeah. So that's it. I mean, I got nothing else except the draft order coming up.
I think that's it, guys. So we're doing our little league here for the first time. Bill Williams.
All right. All right. So, like I said, we talked about it on the page. We bought up a league. We finally got to 10 members, and we're going to go ahead and draft tonight. So let me go ahead and get this sharing screen thing working. Hold on. We got to go to that. All right, can we see that?
Come on.
Hold on. I clicked it. It didn't scoot over. There it is. Hold on.
The Wheel of Names.
The Wheel of Names. All right, I'm going to go over to that page and I'm going to click the buttons. All right, so this is going to be for the first round pick, number 1 spot. And it's spinning. We're gonna spin that again, right?
Yes. I'm not gonna be the first. I'm not gonna be the first pick. That's not happening.
All right, so we're gonna close that. We're not gonna let that go down that way.
It can't happen.
Let me show this crap. All right, let's try this again. Collusion by the wheel. All right, so Corey is going to be the first pick. I'm going to go ahead and remove his name from here.
I'll tell you why that's funny later.
And we're going to spin again. All right.
What is going on here?
What do you mean?
Mama T.
All right. Four is going to be Chris.
Penelope. Yeah, lame. Fire.
Yes, there is. There is, Bryant. All right.
You have no idea how hard, like, so the story behind that is, in the previous league that I was in with Russell and Thane, I would always argue for return yards for the kick, for the defense and special teams, right? They had all these other crazy freaking, point stuff, and it's like, no return yards, but like bonuses for 40-yard passing touchdowns or receiving. It's like, come on, guys. Well, it looks like it's you and I on the turn, Captain.
Collusion. All right, let's see how this works out.
Don't give me that turn.
All right.
Yes. That's where I want to be.
All right, guys. So that's it. I'll set that into the league, into the page tomorrow. You want to spin it one more time so Tutti can win?
If I don't win, this is going to
be? All right.
Tutti loses when he's the only name on the wheel.
Seems about right. All right. So, like I said, Tutti's 10. So that's the draft order. So, you guys that I'll have it up on the page, tonight, and we'll finalize those scoring. We'll get the return yards in there for Tutti, and that'll be it. Draft tomorrow at 8, I think we decided on, if I'm not mistaken. And
sure.
That's it, guys. That's all we got for tonight. 30-minute show. Thank y'all for coming out tonight.
Thank you all for tuning in. Yeah.
Like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. And that's it. That's all we got. Deuces.